Now, Black Africans and Caribbeans experienced slavery lower for a shorter period of time, and they experienced family structure and role modeling for a longer period of time. The mayor was Black, the governor was Black, the premier was Black, the dentist was Black, the barber was Black, the thief was Black. Everybody was Black. Together families. So they have higher self-esteem, but they have lower confidence because they didn't succeed in the market economy. It makes perfect sense. So that's why when Black Africans or Caribbeans come here, within 2 or 3 years, they're killing it. Yet the Ethiopians in Washington, D.C., they're at the Park Hyatt parking the cars. Within a couple of days, they've hired the buddies to be valets. Within a few weeks, they're also the taxi drivers. Within a couple months, they put the money in for an Uber car. Now they got a Black car. Now they got 3 Black cars. Now they live together. Now they have their entire staff at the front of the lobby. They have the valets. They got the taxi. They got the Ubers.
Pay attention to this guy, John Hope Bryant. Pay attention to his types. They're the first in line to lecture Black Americans about shortcomings and where we not succeeding at, and where other racial groups have advanced and leaped and bound over us. Uh, just listen to what he said about racial groups putting another person on and bringing their cousin, bringing their brother, and now they work at the Uber stand, and they bought 3 more Black cars, and this, that, and the third. Right now, you can find Black women doing a hell of a job delineating and removing their Black dollars out of the nail salons that are owned by the Asians. They're doing a hell of a job with staying out of beauty supply shops that aren't Black owned, and going miles and miles out their way to go find a Black owned beauty supply shop if they need to buy goods and services. But there's going to be some headwinds that come with that down the road. These supply chains will start to dry up. We'll start to have some hardships with getting goods, especially if they're from China and all of that stuff. These Asian communities will band together and make sure that these Black-owned beauty supply shops prices go up to a substantial amount due to the fact that there will be a supply chain issue down the road, right? You never see individuals like this give assistance to anybody in the Black community. Now you see his reels going by with him with predominantly white men. That's his circle. That's his group. I know he runs the Hope organization or Hope operation, whatever it is, but it really has no footprint. It doesn't run off any bodegas. It doesn't run off any liquor stores in the community. It doesn't make any of these establishments have to compete with Black people. Right now, Black women need all sorts of investments into their establishments, but an individual like this is nowhere to be found. But you can find him at InvestFest. They'll put him on the dais in the kiosk and put him up on that stage, and he's gonna give one hell of an elegant speech about Black Americans not succeeding a certain way. And we're financially illiterate, right? That's kind of his stick. A couple months ago, I got into a back and forth with him on Instagram, and I kind of highlighted that he found great pleasure in finding a different Black American person to kind of highlight their shortcomings and criminal activity. And one particular day, he was on his way to the racetrack, go run a Ferrari, Porsche, or whatever he was about to run around the track, and he decided to highlight some Black women making a mistake over their lifetime, probably gonna get sent to jail for a long period of time. But he decided to amplify that issue and amplify that situation on his big old platform. We have millions and millions of followers. Um, we got into a back and forth. I'm surprised he even said anything to me in the comment bar. I told him to kind of take a look at his pages and see if they align with white supremacy, and they did. I asked him to let his lady. I challenged him. I said, take this shit home and let your wife see your page. And then magically, all his pages disappeared. Uh, you gotta watch individuals like this. They got black skin. That don't make them black. And they get rich. They get around famous white people and they forget. This man, I think this man's from Compton, California. And you wouldn't know it. Be the furthest thing from an individual from Compton, California. Not that there's a stereotype that I'm looking for, but something smells funny with him. Uh, I'll say it flat out. I don't enjoy this man. I caught him red-handed, just trying to shit on Black Americans every day of his life. He was finding some glee in that shit because he was doing it consistently. Then he took it down. Go on Instagram. Try to find his page. He has no more footprint up there. I'm not to say the one that I'm not that guy. I'm not nowhere near rich as this man. This man wouldn't want to spend not one day in my finances. I ain't poor, but I ain't rich. Uh, but I know right from right. I know wrong from wrong. This guy stood on the side of wrong. And as you can see, probably gets rewarded for talking about Black Americans in such a low light sometimes. It's probably financial gains that he gets from these people. Probably some sort of weird rituals that they put him through. Maybe he get a business deal and get into some of the rooms and the C suites and all that stuff. But I'm gonna keep doing my investigation on him. He's kind of went dark on Instagram, so I can't pull up the back and forth feed that we had because he eliminated it. He erased all his pages, so he probably took heed. I wonder if his wife actually saw it. But pay attention. Right now, Black American women need an individual with the finances that he has to kind of propel some of these nail salons, some of these beauty supply shops. We need to filter out uh, some of these people out of our community financially. Uh, he'll tell you about how much money, how much buying power that the Black American community has, but he won't tell you how he's doing anything to kind of change the direction of the way we spend our money. He won't help Black barbershops get a line of clippers so we don't have to deal with Andes and deal with things coming from China. This man's can get into manufacturing goods here in the United States. He could build a factory here, but he's too critical of us. He's ready to chastise us at any chance he gets. So take note of that. Peace.